media.
Through the medias.
3, 2, 1. That did not happen. Okay. All right, guys. This is Talking Through the Medias. Your home for entertainment news for fans, by fans. You know what we do. Every week we try to go through some trending news through the week and talk about it. We're going to talk about 3 topics. I am Chris Fagan, and joining me once again is the one and only Amanda Wilson. Hey, how you doing?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
I am good. I just realized I didn't fix the picture-in-picture that we were doing earlier, so I didn't do your display that for your solo shot perfectly.
Just keep me small.
We'll just keep it on this box right here. So
yeah, keep me small. That's the best way.
No. You're the greatest thing about this channel. I have to do better. Your energy is what it's all about.
You need a Kris Jenner to be like, "You're doing great, sweetie."
You're like, no. With me, we'll come off all sarcastic. Be like, you're doing good. I guess you're good, awesome. Yeah. But guys, we're gonna go over 3 news. I don't know if it's that trending. I don't know if it's all that big. But we got 3 topics that I found that I kind of wanted to talk about. And I guess we can start with the one that I just happened to accidentally have displayed off the bat anyway. With, what is it? I said the name wrong.
We had to figure out how to even say this name in the first.
It's like bad baby. I thought I thought her name was Barbie. I don't know why I thought her name was Barbie all this time. But it's bad baby.
The way it's spelled, I think it's behavy, but I don't know whose idea that was, who greenlighted that. But
bad baby. I don't know why she would. I don't know why she's always. We said that she's always the cash me outside girl, no matter what. That's her, no matter what. I don't care what.
I don't even know her real name, and I don't care to.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know why her stage name would be anywhere close to something that would remind us of her adolescent youth. I guess her.
Well, I don't even think she's 18. She might be now. But
she's 17, I think.
Okay, yeah. So I guess she's just a horrible youth, is what the name is supposed to imply.
It's supposed to imply that, but you know what? To be fair, now she's always to me going to be that little girl that was being just so disrespectful on Dr. Phil. But I gotta admit, I didn't expect much from her when I found out she was going to try to do a rap career. She was trying to capitalize on what she did with Dr. Phil to go into the music industry. But I did. It was a year ago. Maybe it was just because I was depressed. I had nothing to do during the lockdown. But I listened to some of her songs, and I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I'm very critical of. I guess I'm 40. I'm over 40 now. I'm critical of the youth. That's not music. Hip hop used to be with back in the day, and then back in the 90s, we used to have songs. But I gotta admit, what I heard was not bad. I don't know if she has a ghostwriter. I don't know if she's writing her own stuff. I don't know if the producers are writing it for her. But if she's writing her own stuff, she's not bad. But I just admit.
Each their own. If you're a Bad Baby fan, whatever. But let me tell you, I don't think I'm ever going to be bored or depressed enough to where I'm like, you know what? I think this is the time where I need to listen to some Dr. Phil girl.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't a real great start, I guess, for.
I mean, are they going to be playing her in the club? I don't know.
Probably not. I don't know. I guess depends on the club. Maybe not the clubs I'm gonna go to.
Well, see, this is how old I am. I'm like, I don't even think clubs have teen night anymore, even pre-COVID. So I'm like, I can't imagine a 30-year-old banging out to this. But
just a vape session or something. I don't know. Just all it is.
I've never pulled up to a stoplight and had somebody banging Bad Baby next to me. So I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think. I'm not saying that's ever gonna happen. Yeah, but I don't know. Maybe I'm an optimist. Maybe I'm hoping that based on nothing at all, for some reason, I feel like there's potential here where she could turn her life into a whole different direction one day. Maybe after motherhood, maybe after just being 25 and just looking back and going, what the heck was I thinking? I don't know. Whatever the situation, it doesn't have to be motherhood or anything like that. But just I don't know why. I feel like it would be an interesting story if she was to what if 10 years from now we're talking about like she's the greatest donator to charity that's ever lived or something like that, and she's one of the nicest people in the world. She could be, but I mean just totally just going to I don't know why. I'm just being hopeful that she's going to, like, 10 years from now we're going to be like, you remember when she used to be the Cash Me Outside girl? That was so crazy back then, and now she's giving to charity. And she,
after the year that everyone's had, the fact that you still have this level of optimism, I'm not going to try to dull that shine.
I don't know why I'm holding out hope that she is, but I don't know if this is the starting point of it. But it seems like as of recently, and let me see if I can read the headline again. It said Bad Baby says she was abused at a troubled teen camp she was sent to by Dr. Phil, and had no sympathy towards this. There's no evidence of none of this, and obviously all the staff in on it is on it, so they're not going to snitch or anything on each other. All you really have is the kids at their word. She says that there was emotional abuse, like when she was tired and needed to rest. It was they wouldn't even let her sleep and like sit up straight and constantly just berating her over and over again. Bad Baby, or is it? I always want to say Barbie. I don't know why, but Bad Baby is speaking out about abuses she says she experienced at the Turnaround Ranch in Escalante, Utah, where she was sent to address her behavioral issues after she appeared on the Dr. Phil show in 2016 at the age of 13. In the video, in a new video that was on YouTube, she shared on Friday as part of the Breaking Code of Silence movement, in which, and I didn't even hear about that movement, in which individuals are encouraged to speak out against institutionalized child abuse. The rapper Nay Daniel Marie Bregoli is, I guess, to me would have been more awesome stage name, Bregoli, but that's just me. Speaks out about her experience at the Turnabout Ranch. The establishment described itself as a Christian-based residential treatment program for troubled teens, but Baby claims the facility took away necessity privileges instead of supporting teenagers in need. In her video, the social media personality also issues a call to action to Dr. Phil McGraw in her video, asking him to issue an apology not only to me but to someone named Hannah Archuleta, or any other child you sent to Turnabout and any other program like this. Her statements runs counter to her interview that she gave in 2017, where she was actually like thanking him and saying that I'm glad that I went through the program, and now she's saying, you know, that the program was abusive. Phil denies it, but she went off on a lot of things. Said that she wasn't allowed to take a shower for the first 3 days, and for a duration of the time she was forced to sit up straight. Now I don't know why that's I mean, being told to sit up is one thing, is what a lot of adults are going to say to people, but the showering thing was what concerned me.
You know, there's this podcast called Reveal that does investigative reporting, and it's PRX is like a public radio thing, and they sponsor them. It's like an NPR alternative, and they just did a podcast about youth treatment centers like this. So honestly, even though I think, she's a garbage human, I think that everything she's saying probably did happen, because like there's a thing where these kids go away to these camps, and then the parents a lot of times sign legal custody, like temporarily, over to these treatment centers. So even if their kids say, oh my God, they're doing all these horrible things to me, the parents can't even pull their kids out of the program. Right. So I believe whatever she's saying happened at that place, I believe it probably did.
Yeah. And it's obviously whatever. I mean, whatever we want to say about how she was acting at 13, I don't know what was going on in that household. If she has, does she have siblings? I don't know much about her, but
I don't know anything. Yeah, I mean, I've seen the clip that everybody's seen, but that's pretty much as far as my knowledge of her goes. But I just, knowing that there's been all these investigative reports about these kind of like quote unquote treatment centers for children, like at risk teenagers, I believe that this probably happened. And I mean, I feel like Dr. Phil has been in a lot of hot water over a lot of things, so the fact that they might have picked a questionable treatment facility doesn't seem that far-fetched to me.
It's definitely likely, and like I said, I'm the optimist for Miss Bad Baby. or Miss Brigoli. Hopefully, I'm thinking maybe I don't know why. I just see a spark there that she might be on a path to something more.
I mean, she's still, she went from a 10-minute clip or whatever to still being relevant. When did that say? From 2016. So 5 years later, she's still relevant enough to be getting articles written about her and stuff. So she's doing something.
She's doing something right. And I'm like I said, I'm not gonna lie. From the little that I listened to of her music, it wasn't bad.
Minute, though, is that her real hair?
That interests me as well.
Is she blackfishing right now, or is that her natural hair?
I mean, she could just probably have a real curly hair. Brigoli shit. I don't know what her nationality is, but I'm not. I mean, I don't know. I haven't heard if she's biracial or just permanent. I don't know.
So has Dr. Phil responded to any of this?
He has not. On the article, it said he is not.
Is that show still on the air?
I'm not gonna lie to you, but I am gonna go to the next topic. I just don't. I don't know. I
don't have cable, so I can't tell you the last time I watched daytime TV. So I don't even know if that show is still on or not.
I mean, I stopped watching like things that pertain to like reality TV, like stuff like that. I stopped watching it a long time ago. I'm just not into it.
Well, I hope whatever happened to her, she gets what she needs, because that's messed up.
Yeah, it's. I feel like I said, I don't know. I feel like I haven't heard any negative, or maybe I haven't been paying attention, but I haven't heard much negativity coming from her side as of as big as it was when it first started. Yeah. Ever since then, and I've seen her getting on the news before. Up, I mean, yeah, maybe here and there, as any young person that wants to be a hip hop artist.
I can't even imagine that. I mean, think about how stupid you were at 13, 14, 15, 16,
exactly.
17. So all of those things that you can think back and like, oh gosh, I can't believe I did that, but they're just memories for you. They're on video for this girl.
That's why I'm holding out the hope. I'm telling you, Senator Brigoli.
Listen, you've changed my mind. I hope that she gets it together too. I'm now a bad baby. I'm not going to listen to her music, but I hope that she gets it.
That's where it starts. I think that's what happened. That subliminal messages reached in. I'm not, as I'm listening to her music, I'm not a bad person. I'm not this.
Okay, you're a gateway to bad baby fandom. I'm not doing this.
I'm not gonna right. I'm secretly like dishing out her albums and stuff. Just come on.
The gateway drug to being a bad baby fan.
Well, guys, let us know what if you are a bad baby fan, guys. Let me know. Put in the comments below and let us know what's going on or what's been going on with her and what's been going on with this. I guess this whole movement about. Putting eyes and putting attention on that issue is not a bad thing at all. So if she's behind a positive movement, let's just see how it's going. So if you guys have any updates on that, keep me informed and just put it in the box below and let us know what's been going on for that. Now, the next topic this is gonna be a weird transition. So going all the way over to China, came from Variety that Godzilla versus Kong and made its way out there. I think this movie's coming out next week, but I don't know if I'm gonna watch it in the theater. Have you been keeping up with any of the Godzilla movies and stuff like that? Is that even of interest to you?
Not particular. No, well, not that it's not of interest to me, but I can't say that I have seen them. I mean, I know Godzilla and King Kong. How did they meet? Like, is it going to explain to us?
It was online dating, and they.
See, that's the thing about the internet. It connects people who would never come in contact with each other. Mm-hmm. Godzilla, King Kong.
Right.
King Kong harasses America and Godzilla harasses Tokyo. That's right.
Well, no, King Kong has his own island that he protects.
But he's never been to New York. I thought he was climbing
skyscrapers. Yeah. So that's in the old school stuff. Like he was brought from his island to New York and things like that. And then when both characters got famous in their genres, I guess people back in the day were like, "Ooh, these two should meet." And so I think in the old '60s versions of it, then they met once and
now has Godzilla ever come to America, or has Kong ever gone overseas? Like, because you were talking about reality TV shows. I do watch 90 Day Fiance, so I'm wondering, is this like one of those kind of situations?
Well, in the current movies, it's like Godzilla used to live on our planet. All these monsters like that used to live on our planet back before the Earth cooled down, when it was more natural nuclear like energy all over the place, and that was their food source. And then when that cooled off, and then the world changed to be more.
So they would have loved Chernobyl. Huh?
Yeah, right. It would have been more. It would have more. It became more tolerant to what it is now. So humans could be on Earth. They went underground to be closer to the core. They went to sleep because they can't survive up here for too long. But then, when we started dropping nukes all over the place, then all of a sudden, we woke them up. Like that used to be their natural energy source when the world was had all that stuff on the surface. But now that we're blowing things up with that energy again, hey, Godzilla's like, hey, let's come back now, right?
It's like when your dog's sleeping and you start cooking bacon, and all of a sudden they wake up out of a deep sleep and they're like, what's that?
The atomic bomb is Godzilla's bacon.
Yes.
So
I get it now.
So like all these ancient creatures that used to live on Earth are now waking up and coming back. But Godzilla was one that was he was considered a good Titan. He's a protector. He sees that the Earth has humans on it. He doesn't care about us. But when he sees these other creatures who do care and they want to eat us and kill us, like want to wipe us out, he'll stop them. And then when the deed is done, he goes back to sleep. He goes back wherever he wants to go. He doesn't bother us. We don't bother him. That's how it's been so far.
I'm not mad at that, actually.
Yeah.
I'm into that. So this is it getting good reviews from over there?
The first two movies did okay, and then Kong Skull Island did decent too. And but it feels like this now that they're meeting, and it probably has something to do with the pandemic and all that stuff too. People are excited to see the first real big movie again.
Well, if you think about it, every movie that was slated to be a big movie, it ended up just going straight to home. So it was like, I mean, even though people do watch them, it doesn't have the same impact as like a big theater event and like the blockbuster of the it's been almost 2 years since we've had an in-theater summer blockbuster.
Right. And for some reason, the Godzilla, because like I said, the Godzilla and the Kong movies, the new ones have just done okay. Mm-hmm. But for some reason, now that they're meeting again for the first time in decades, people are super excited about this movie. The Godzilla movies and the Kong Skull Island movies has been building up and hinting that Kong and that they live in the same world. The trailers indicate that both of these creatures consider themselves an Earth protector, but they don't like each other. They're both protectors, but there can only be one. There's an ancient rivalry or something. So the buildup is kind of paid off, and I feel like now with the pandemic kind of going, kind of going into the background again, and people going to the theaters again. Now people are like, this is the movie we want to put it all on the line on, and we want to get out there again and have fun. And in China, they had a great debut. It seems that out there, Godzilla versus Kong made an approximately monster started in a mainland Chinese cinema on Friday. It obliterated competing titles and stomped I like the way this guy's writing this out. Stomped to the top of the local charts. Like this guy's really trying.
I know he's really he's taking the image like that. He's describing what's happening in that thumbnail. I feel like in this article,
this box office climbed that Empire State Building and just smashed the other competition, swatted them like airplanes out of the sky. Put it on course to be Hollywood's strongest showing in the country's for over a year. And now, just like what you were talking about, it's been so long since we gotten out there. It feels to me like the Godzilla and the Kong movies were just I loved them, but a lot of people were just like, they're okay, they're good, there's some good popcorn movies. But for some reason, now that we've been stuck inside and we want to get out again, people are like putting it on this movie like, okay, this is gonna be a big deal.
Right. And even if it isn't like, let's say the best, even if it isn't that much better than the ones that have come before it, people are so happy to have something like halfway. They're
gonna make it the best. Exactly. Yes. They're gonna. Yeah. I feel that energy with it, and maybe it would have been that way anyway, with or without without the pandemic and all that. But I feel for some reason that because of the pandemic and the fact that people are kind of itching to get out there again, they're itching to see something crazy on the screen. And
okay, but who do you want to win?
Oh, it's Kong all the way.
We haven't seen it, so no spoiler alerts. We don't know.
No, we haven't seen. Yeah, there's been a few screeners out there, people who have seen it and gave some early reviews, and they like it. Man, every time I look online, it's always split down the middle. There's a hashtag going on for Team Kong and Team Godzilla.
I would go with Kong too, because I don't know if you've ever been to Universal Studios in Orlando, but they have a King Kong ride, and I screamed quite a few times on that ride. So I feel like Kong's gonna bring it home.
I mean, Godzilla is considered the protector. He's the king of the monsters and all that. But I would think that humans would think that, yeah, I mean, the guy has a bigger brain. He has the opposable thumbs. If you see now after this, I have to challenge you. You got to see the trailer. If you watch that trailer, you're gonna. No, I don't see how anybody could look at the trailer and be like, Godzilla can win this thing. No.
Well, okay, listen. So there's an iguana problem in South Florida. They're an invasive species, and they're taking over. And people are eating them, and they're calling them the chicken of the trees. And when it gets cold, when it gets like below 70, or I think below 60, they get paralyzed and fall out of the trees because they're cold-blooded. They're reptiles. So if I was Kong, I would just try to fight Godzilla in a cold climate because he would be immobilized.
I mean, but his core, his energy is like nuclear, so I think he keeps himself warm anyway. So I don't know. I've seen.
We gotta find. He needs to do an ancestry DNA test. We need to see how much lizard he is versus radioactivity, because I think that'll determine if he can handle the cold or not.
I mean, in the movies, his tail lights up and it charges up, like, zzz, 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 and it builds up and he shoots this thing. But I don't know. He can survive in nuclear. So maybe that's I want to say in Godzilla 2 he was in some snow, but I'm thinking it might have been the other.
Okay. It might have
been the other monster that he fought against that was in the snow. Has he ever been in snow?
This is what I get for bringing science and biology to.
Don't try to Neil deGrasse Tyson my movies, okay? It's opposable thumbs all the way. Kong is gonna win this. Now
I want to see this movie now.
Now Warner Brothers has said there will be. It's not going to be let's work. I'm sure they're going to work together in the end. But he says as far as the fight between them two, there's going to be a clear winner. So one will, I guess, bow to the other. But I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, overseas in China and all the countries out there that it debuted in, they had a good opening. Data from the ticketing agencies and data tracking Mayo Yana showed that the film's gross revenue, including ticket fees, hit RMB 100 million, or 50.3 million on the stroke of at the stroke of 6 p.m. their time. I guess that's a 1 day estimate, or is that a weekend? That's a 1 day estimate, a gross. Maybe that's the highest gross they've had since the pandemic. So
it's pretty exciting though, because it's like people are doing things that they used to do that they haven't done in a really long time. It's kind of an exciting indicator of where things are going.
As long as there's social distancing and the movie theaters are keeping it clean. Yeah. I mean, I've gone to the movies twice since the pandemic started, but both times me and Joey were in an empty theater. So
the last time I went to a movie theater was like January or February of last year. I went to see the new Bad Boys movie, and then like right after that it was lockdown. So I haven't really.
So you haven't seen anything since Will Smith was getting his.
That was the last time I stepped foot in a movie theater. So I'm excited to go back when it feels good.
So the last
I'm in Florida, so like you're saying, oh yeah, these empty theaters. I'm like, if I try to go to the theaters right now, there probably wouldn't be an empty seat in that place.
Right, people with the feet up eating iguanas. No.
Right, they brought their own barbecue iguana.
Can't do it, guys. But are you guys excited about this? Is dropping also on HBO Max next week as well. So it's gonna be in theaters and on HBO Max. I have HBO Max, so it depends. My kids have caught up to the whole Godzilla thing, so they're excited to see it next week. I'm still debating on whether or not I'm gonna go out there and catch it in theater. I'm gonna get some barbecue iguana and probably buy a ticket. All right, guys. Last one. It's up. It comes all the way from Miss Kylie Jenner herself. Have you heard about this situation? The backlash. Heard about this situation.
I haven't heard her response to it, but I know what happened.
Kylie Jenner. So, guys, if you don't know, what was it? Kylie's makeup artist got into a real bad car accident, And
he was in some kind of car accident. I don't know if he was driving or passenger, but he was in a car accident and apparently needed some kind of life-saving brain surgery that cost $60,000. And his family had put up a GoFundMe, and then she shared it like, "Oh, here's my friend. If you guys feel inclined, give him some money."
Give him some money. Yeah,
I have like more money than I could ever save.
Yeah, one person on YouTube broke it down to the equivalent of what Kylie Jenner proposed compared to if a person who makes $35,000 a year. He said technically the equivalent of what she offered was if a person who was making $35,000 a year realized that their friend needed surgery, their best or somebody who worked for them needed surgery, and technically it would have cost her, if you make $35,000 a year, that means the surgery would have only cost her like $17.
Yeah.
But she only gave like 17 cents or something like that. It was like pocket change compared to what, like she had. Like, I understand that that's how the rich stay rich. They don't just give money away like that. And I understand that. But for her to be a billionaire, one of the youngest billionaires, if not the youngest billionaire currently, and to just say, I'll start it. Maybe she thought that she was just starting something good. Like, I'll kick it off with this $5,000, and we should easily, because I'm Kylie Jenner, we should easily raise this money. But people are like, that's your makeup artist.
Somebody on Twitter said, just seeing how she's responded to this, I already know this girl does not tip, and I
does not tip.
Yeah. Can you imagine her tipping a server? Like, I can't. I don't know why. Honestly, I just don't even know why anybody is surprised at anything that this family does anymore. They're a cancer on the American society, and people just keep throwing money at them.
Every time I listen to Bill Burr on his podcast, he talks about when the Kardashians comes up, he always does this selfish impersonation. I always making things, no matter what the subject is, they were like, I feel like for me, like they always say that line, like on their reality show. I think that for me, like the subject is, my makeup artist just got into a car wreck and he's fighting for his life. But I feel like for me that it's so sad. It seems like
now I have to find a new makeup artist. Like, this isn't easy for me either, you guys.
Yeah, I'm struggling over here. To keep this level of beauty for your enjoyment is kind of hard. But let's see what she has. So on Monday, Kylie Jenner responded to the backlash that came her way after she prompted a GoFundMe drive on her Instagram story to raise money for celebrity makeup artist. Is it Samuel Rada? Let me go switch over to this side here. The contention coming from the people that were upset that Jenner's own $5,000 donation was insufficient, giving her alleged net worth, and that she shouldn't be asking fans to cover the cost. Rada had been involved in a bad car crash that reportedly necessitated brain surgery. His family had to set up the online fundraiser, which was the link that Jenner shared. So it wasn't even her that started it up. It was the GoFundMe was already there. All she did was just pass the message along. At this point, it had raised almost $100,000 of its new it was $120,000 goal. The surgery was over $100,000.
Oh, okay.
So 120. So at this point, when this article was written, it's already hit the $100,000 mark. And I'm sure it's probably going to knock out the whole thing. On Monday, Jenner stated that Rada isn't her makeup artist. Okay. And that the two no longer have a personal relationship. She added that she still thinks he's the sweetest. She says that, okay, so why is it so important to then disassociate? I love this guy, but I don't know that guy. Like that's how it sounds.
Right. I know. Yeah, it's just shady. Like, even if somebody was ever in your life at all, and it would not even phase you, like you said, like if somebody needed something to save their life or for their life to not be ruined, and it costs $17 from me, even if I don't like you, I'd probably give you $17. Like, yeah. I mean, that's just human decency to me. But I mean, we're also talking about these people, so
the only thing that I feel like, okay, so if he was no longer working for you or with you or anything like that. I mean, you didn't even have to say anything. I mean,
yeah, I know. I feel like she brought this on herself. I would never even know who this guy is or that he was in a car accident if she hadn't have shared this and people got so mad about it. Like, I don't know.
But I mean, I guess I'm being the optimist again. Tell me if I've gone over time on you, because is it already 2:30 over there?
Yeah, we can wrap this one up. I got a couple more minutes just to wrap this one
up. Yeah, but I just feel like maybe she had all the best intentions. She wasn't even thinking about it, and people are just so used to bashing these guys for anything that they do. I don't know. Maybe if this would have been a different celebrity, this wouldn't have, like, if this happened to Oprah. Well, no, because you have all that damn money. It's like, why are you asking people to pay for something that you can pay for easily yourself?
Right. Well, and I think it's funny that she's saying, I don't have a personal relationship with this guy. Okay, neither do any of your fans.
Yo, that's true. Yeah, that's true. He's never made my makeup.
Exactly. I've never laid eyes on this man a day in my life. So you have way more of a personal relationship than
anybody else. So
it just reminds me, because there was another thing I saw on Twitter a while ago where one of her sisters got in trouble for something that was super tone deaf like this too, where I guess the Chloe has a pair, like, she makes jeans now or something, and they're like $200 jeans, and somebody like tweeted like, oh my gosh, I've worked like 87 extra hours at work for overtime so that I can afford your jeans, and the girl Chloe retweeted it and said, that's so sweet.
What?
Rather than thinking, oh my god, I'm making a product, it's so expensive, these people who are obsessed with me for no reason want to support me, and they can't even afford it.
Thank you for loving me that much.
Right,
you're
exactly.
so sweet.
Yeah, she's like, oh my god, I love the attention.
Thank you for loving me. And I feel like for me, that's just going to help put more money in my...
It's just so tone deaf. It is so tone deaf.
It's like, better PR if Kyla would have just paid it for herself. I mean, okay, it's 120...
Donate your $5,000 and don't say a word.
Don't say a word.
You have to bring? Yeah, that's another thing. I feel like so many of these celebrities like either don't have or just completely ignore their PR.
Their PR people, yeah, that's pretty much what's happening. They don't have or ignore it. They feel, but they've been, maybe without handlers, they've already made the billions of dollars. So I don't know. They're obviously financially doing something right. But
I know people are still gonna buy the lipstick and the jeans. So what can you do?
To wrap it up, she at the end of it, she says, I feel it's important for me to clear. I feel like it's important for me to clear up this false narrative that I've asked fans for money and am not paying for my makeup artist's medical bills. Carter wrote in Instagram, Sam isn't my makeup artist, and unfortunately, we don't have a personal relationship anymore. But I have worked with him a few years ago and think he's the sweetest. I saw my current makeup artist and friend Ariel post about Sam. His accident and his family's GoFundMe, and I called Ariel immediately to see what happened to Sam. After learning in more detail about the accident, it compelled me to visit his GoFundMe, which was set at $10,000. They had already raised $6,000, so I put in the $5,000 to reach their original goal, and thought I'd post my story to gain more awareness if anyone else also felt compelled to share or donate. But you already hit their original goal, so why?
And the last thing that I will say about these people is, Caitlyn Jenner, right before the transition, was in a car accident that killed someone. Did anyone in your family donate to those people? Like, I just can't with this.
I know that was before they made all these billions currently, but
no, that was like 4 years ago.
Oh wow, yeah.
It was like when everybody was speculating if she was going through a transition or not, but she hadn't actually come out.
That makes.
She made a left turn on the Pacific Coast Highway.
I remember that now.
Killed them. Yeah.
Look, if you're right. You're right about the tone deafness thing of it. She should have written this a lot better. It just feels like the dude's already laid up in the hospital. You're gonna add insult to injury.
I feel like he's on his phone like this.
Yeah, I'm like, just don't say anything at all. But to defend yourself, like, I feel like you guys shouldn't be attacking me. Me and him aren't even friends anymore. Well, then don't say anything.
That makes it worse. Yeah. It's not even an apology. It's like, get off my back. I didn't do anything wrong.
But you are 100% right. People now, they need to learn how to communicate better, and this should have been like, I know what I did before didn't come off well, so here's what I'm going to do now to fix it. That should have been the end of it.
Or even just, that wasn't my intention. This is what I was trying to do. But
this is what exactly.
That's not even my friend.
It's not. This is not my fault. That's how this came off. This is not my fault. So let's just move on. But let's just move on, guys. That's the end of it. And I want to thank you, Amanda, for joining me again on a Friday to quickly knock this out. I'm sorry I kept you overtime.
No,
and I know you have to get out there. But real quick, we want to tell people where they can find you online. Let's do that.
Yeah, I am on Twitter and Instagram at Amanda AMANDUH Wilson, and yep, I'm on both those platforms talking trash on the daily.
always talking about me, making fun of me on the daily, and I appreciate that. I'm sorry I didn't fix the panel boxes, but this is the best I do, so I'll keep myself very slow. Thank you guys for joining us and talking through the medias, and until next time. Bye.
If you like what you saw, make sure to subscribe to the channel and please drop a like on this video. It really does help us. Also, don't forget you can turn on notifications so you don't miss a single review, react, why is that trending, or we got your mail.